Many drivers modify their cars to make them look better, run stronger, or appear cooler. But many don't realize that some popular mods can actually get you heavily fined, and in some cases, even lead to criminal charges. Several of these modifications are banned nationwide. Some police units are specially trained to detect them, and there have been cases where drivers got into trouble simply because they didn't know they were breaking the law. This list will help you recognize 15 types of car mods you should avoid, so you don't accidentally run into legal trouble during everyday driving, especially the 3 mods that can carry extremely severe penalties. Subscribe to the channel to get the latest video updates. 1. Flamethrowing exhausts. A flamethrowing exhaust might look flashy and sound exciting, but it's one of the most dangerous and most heavily penalized modifications you can install. When you alter the exhaust system to shoot sparks or actual flames, you're essentially turning your vehicle into a mobile fire hazard. Those sparks can ignite dry grass, leaves, or even another vehicle behind you while you're stopped in a parking lot or at a red light. In the US, there have been multiple cases of car fires, garage fires, and even gas pump fires caused by people experimenting with these flame effects. Beyond the danger, this mod is illegal in most states. If an officer sees flames coming out of your exhaust, that alone is enough reason to pull you over immediately. You can be fined for creating a fire risk and violating public safety laws, and in many cases, your car may be impounded. Some states treat this behavior as possessing a fire-starting device in a public environment, which can carry extremely heavy penalties. 2. Wheel well LED lights. Many people install LED wheel well lights to make their cars stand out at night. And yes, from a distance they do look eye-catching, especially purple, blue, or other uncommon colors. But this is actually one of the easiest mods for police to ticket, because most states in the US ban any form of auxiliary lighting that's visible from outside the vehicle while driving. It doesn't matter if the lights are small or dim, if they shine onto the road surface, they can count as a violation. The problem is that colors like blue, red, and purple can make your car appear similar to emergency vehicles or utility vehicles. Traffic laws in many states only allow standard colors such as white, amber, or red, and only in specific positions. Wheel well lighting is almost never on the approved list, so officers notice it immediately. It's even worse if your LED kit turns on automatically whenever the car moves, which makes it easier for police to spot, even if you didn't intend to use it. Another issue, many LED brands advertise these lights as decorative without mentioning anything about legality. Many drivers only find out they broke the law after installation, and by then, the responsibility falls entirely on the vehicle owner. If the lights are too bright or rapidly change colors, you can even be charged with causing distraction to other drivers. 3. Ultra black paint, Vanta black or similar. Ultra dark paint finishes like Vanta black look unique and dramatic, the kind of absolute black that absorbs nearly all light. But in reality, this is one of the most dangerous modifications for road use. This type of coating absorbs almost all incoming light, making the car extremely hard to see in low light conditions, like at dusk, during rain, or when driving through shaded areas. Put simply, your vehicle becomes much harder to detect compared to cars with normal paint colors. For this reason, many states can fine you under general safety and vehicle visibility laws. Even if the law doesn't specifically say this paint is banned, if officers determine your vehicle is too dark to be safely seen, they have the authority to issue a citation. In accident cases where the other party claims they couldn't see your car, you can be held partially liable or even primarily responsible because your paint finish contributed to unsafe road conditions. 4. Illegal window tinting. Window tinting is one of the most common modifications because it keeps the cabin cooler, adds privacy, and simply looks good. But many drivers don't realize that the darkness level of the tint is regulated very strictly, and the limits vary by state. Even slightly exceeding the legal darkness can get you fined, ordered to remove the film on the spot, or repeatedly stopped whenever police see your car. The biggest factor is VLT, visible light transmission. Many states require the front windshield to allow at least 70% of light through, while the front side windows often need 35% or higher, depending on the state. A major issue is that drivers may install tint that's legal in their home state, but once they cross into another state, that same tint becomes illegal. This happens frequently in border regions. 5. Diesel rolling coal modifications. Modifying a diesel truck to blow black smoke is one of the most heavily banned car mods in the United States, yet many people still do it because they think it looks cool, or just for fun. In reality, when you tune the engine to inject more fuel than normal, the black smoke produced doesn't just pollute the air. It directly violates federal emissions laws. If you get caught, the fines can reach tens of thousands of dollars, and some states even treat this behavior as intentionally endangering others. The big issue is that this mod doesn't just harm the environment, it also affects the people driving behind you. Thick smoke can block visibility, especially for smaller cars or cyclists, increasing the risk of losing control. There have been many accidents caused by drivers using black smoke to mess with others, and some cases have led to criminal charges for endangering other road users. Police and environmental agencies monitor this mod very closely. If your truck has the DPF filter removed, the ECU tuned to dump excess fuel, or a smoke switch installed, you are almost guaranteed to be fined if inspected. Even shops that install these mods can be fined, which is why many refuse to do the work anymore. Take 3 seconds to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the latest videos. 6. Extreme lift or drop modifications. Extremely lifting or lowering a vehicle is a mod many people think only affects looks, but in reality, it's tied directly to safety and legality. When a car is lowered too much, with the chassis nearly touching the ground, the suspension geometry changes completely. The car becomes prone to scraping, getting stuck on slopes or parking entrances, and most dangerously, losing stability while cornering. If police see your car scraping the road surface, they immediately know something is wrong. On the other hand, raising a vehicle too high is just as dangerous. Excessive lift changes the vehicle's center of gravity, disrupts proper suspension travel, and increases the risk of rolling over during sudden maneuvers or obstacle avoidance. Many states clearly regulate how much a vehicle can be lifted or lowered, often in the range of 2 to 4 inches. Going beyond that can lead to mandatory inspections or immediate citations. 7. Extremely loud aftermarket air horns. Some drivers install oversized air horns because they want their car to sound more powerful, or because they think louder horns make people move out of the way faster. In reality, these horns cause more trouble than they solve. A horn that's too loud can startle pedestrians, cause the driver in front of you to panic steer, or even make motorcyclists lose balance. In many states, police can identify an illegal horn just by hearing it. U.S. noise laws are very clear. Vehicle horns must be loud enough to warn, not loud enough to shock or frighten someone. Aftermarket air horns can reach 120-150 dB, far beyond legal limits. Many places classify them as noise violations, public disturbances, or even use of hazardous equipment if someone is put at risk because of the sound. 8. Blue or blue-purple HID headlights. Blue or blue-purple HID headlights are a lighting mod many people think looks stylish and brighter than stock bulbs, but in reality, they're among the easiest mods for police to pull you over for. The reason is simple. Most U.S. states only allow white or soft yellow lights for forward illumination. If your headlights lean blue, purple, or blue tinted, the law views it as mimicking emergency vehicles. Beyond the legal issue, these lights are dangerous for other drivers. Blue light has a shorter wavelength, scatters more easily, and causes more glare, especially for oncoming traffic. If you've ever had a car shine blue headlights directly into your eyes, you know how blinding and unsafe it feels, especially in rain, fog, or at night. Many accidents have happened simply because a driver was blinded by blue HID beams. Police can spot blue HID bulbs easily because the light color is completely different from DOT-approved factory standards. Even if the store advertises them as xenon look, super blue, or premium white blue, if the light output shifts toward blue, you can be ticketed immediately. 9. Nitrous oxide NOS systems used on public roads. Nitrous oxide NNOS is a popular modification among speed enthusiasts because with just one button, the car can accelerate dramatically harder. But what many people don't realize is that using NOS on public streets is illegal in all 50 states. You can buy it, you can install it, but the moment the system is connected and ready to activate while the vehicle is being driven, you are already breaking the law. The reason is simple. When NOS is activated, the engine receives far more oxygen than normal, burns fuel more aggressively, and creates a sudden spike in power. This causes rapid acceleration and increases the risk of losing control, especially for drivers who are not experienced. Police and transportation agencies consider this a major hazard, particularly in residential areas or on busy roads. In addition to fines, insurance companies can refuse coverage if an accident occurs, and they find that an NOS system was installed or activated. Many performance shops also no longer install NOS because federal regulations impose heavy penalties on businesses that disable or bypass emissions control equipment. 10. Colored fog lights. Many drivers switch their fog lights to blue, purple, or red because they see them sold everywhere and assume they must be usable. But the truth is, the moment you turn them on, that colored light is visible from far away, and police can stop you immediately. This is one of the most common violations simply because people don't know the law, and the consequences are more serious than expected. Drivers often choose blue, red, or purple fog lights because they look brighter or more unique, but in the US, most states only allow fog lights in white or light yellow. Other colors can be mistaken for emergency vehicles, or can create glare for oncoming traffic. 11. ECU tuning to disable emissions controls. Many people tune their ECU to increase power, improve throttle response, or reduce lag. But there is one type of tune that is extremely risky and often underestimated: tuning the ECU to disable emissions control systems. This involves modifying the vehicle's software to turn off sensors, bypass emissions testing modes, or trick the system into reporting clean emissions even though the vehicle no longer meets standards. In the US, this is classified as a federal violation. The problem is not just higher emissions, it's the fact that you're interfering with one of the most strictly regulated areas under the EPA. If discovered, the fines can reach thousands of dollars per vehicle. Shops that perform this type of tune also face heavy penalties, which is why many have stopped offering this service to avoid legal consequences. 12. Underglow lights, RGB LED lighting. Underglow and RGB LED lighting are visually striking, especially at night. The underside of the car glows brightly, the colors shift, and the vehicle looks far more eye-catching. But if you drive your car daily on public roads, this is one of the modifications that police notice almost immediately. The reason is simple. Most states allow only a few specific light colors on the exterior of a vehicle. Colors like red, blue, or purple are often restricted because they can be confused with emergency vehicles. RGB underglow is even riskier because it can change colors through a phone app. If you accidentally leave it in flashing mode or let it shift colors while driving, police may treat it as a distraction-related offense. Some states have very clear rules stating that underglow lights may not flash, may not change colors, and may not project light forward. If you violate any of these conditions, officers have the authority to stop your vehicle immediately. 13. Electronic license plates that hide or change appearance. Electronic license plates that can darken, hide, or switch to an invisible mode are mods many people find interesting because they look modern and discreet. But in reality, this is one of the most serious violations you can make when driving on public roads. When you install a system that can cover, blur, or change the appearance of your plate, the law considers it an intentional attempt to conceal vehicle registration information. In many states, this falls directly under DMV fraud, which carries heavy fines and can lead to criminal charges. What's important is that even if you never activate the plate hiding feature, the simple presence of an electronic device behind the plate is enough for police to pull you over. These systems often have wiring, small switches, or control boxes, and officers can immediately tell they are not factory parts. Police are trained specifically to recognize these signs. 14. Radar detectors. Many drivers want to install radar detectors to know beforehand when police are running speed traps, but not everyone realizes the device isn't legal everywhere. In the US, radar detectors are completely banned in Virginia and Washington, D.C., and they're illegal on all commercial vehicles in many other states. Even in states where they are technically allowed, you can still be fined simply for mounting them in the wrong spot. Some states prohibit placing any device that blocks the driver's forward field of view, so if you mount a radar detector on the windshield or directly in the center of the dashboard, police can pull you over even if the device itself is legal. Many drivers don't know this and assume, as long as I'm not speeding, it's fine. But the law doesn't care why you have it. If it's mounted incorrectly, you can be cited. 15. Aftermarket lighting systems, LED HID in the wrong housing. Many drivers want brighter headlights, so they replace their stock bulbs with LED or HID ones. But what they don't realize is that if the bulb doesn't match the original housing, the light beam will be misaligned. Halogen housings are designed only for halogen bulbs. When you install LED or HID bulbs in them, the beam pattern becomes distorted, often shining too high or spreading too wide. This blinds oncoming drivers and reduces their visibility, especially at night or in the rain. If officers see misaligned beams, they can instantly tell the car is using non-compliant aftermarket lighting. In reality, brighter does not mean safer. If the beam doesn't hit the road correctly, you may see far ahead but struggle to spot small objects, potholes, or the edge of the road close to the car. This actually makes driving more dangerous, even if you think brighter is better. These car mods may look interesting, but the legal and safety risks are much bigger than most people realize. Just one non-compliant upgrade can lead to fines, insurance denial, or unexpected problems while driving. Understanding the law and choosing legal upgrades is always the smarter option. Keeping your car safe, running smoothly, and avoiding trouble, that's the real value for any driver. Did this video help you out? Hit subscribe and help us reach 30,000 subscribers.